rolling, check. Calm and stay on the hardwood. Pump bacon, rip shaking, chilling with. I be rolling out off the hardwood, straight.
This week on Off the Hardwood, Raptors forward Michael Yogi Stewart shoots billiards with Paul Jones. Jerome Williams hits the links at the Playboy Scramble. We'll learn trick shots from a snooker champion and our weekly highlight reel.
Oh, baby, what a play by Vince.
Off the hardwood. Off the hardwood. Hanging out.
Gentlemen, your drinks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Welcome to another edition of Off the Hardwood. I'm your host, Paul Jones, and today we are at the Academy of Spherical Arts, downtown Toronto, with Michael Yogi Stewart of the Raptors. And I've lived in Toronto my whole life, and I've never heard of this place, and I got to ask you, where did you find it?
Actually, every year the Raptors hold their annual corporate sponsor event here. So they give us the Raptors pool sticks and bring out the whole team and all the sponsors, and we have a good time.
Michael, first of all, Yogi is what everybody calls you. Where did, about the 500,000th time, where did Yogi come from?
I wish I had a better story, but my brother, watching Yogi Bear cartoons when he was little, he just started calling me that. He's 4 years older than me. I've been Yogi ever since I can remember. If I go somewhere and say I'm Michael, eventually somebody hears Yogi, and that's what it turns into. So probably stuck with it my whole life.
Your dad was a great player, from what I understand.
Yeah, he was okay. He played at University of Santa Clara. He was an All-American. Alternate for the Olympic team, just missed it.
What year was that?
Man.
Way back in the day, huh?
I want to say like 70, 72, but I don't know if that's even an Olympic year. It was somewhere around
You know
there.
what? It was an Olympic year, and if you're a U.S. person, it was a bad Olympic year.
Yeah, it sure was.
The first
yeah,
time.
you're right. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was the year. It was the year they lost.
Right, 72.
He was an alternate for that team. Yeah, Doug Collins always tells me to tell my dad hello. I know he was on that team.
Doug Collins, Tom Henderson.
Yeah, they had a great team.
Yeah.
It was the year they lost. And here, matter of fact, he always says if he was on that team, they would have won. And so it's a good joke. He played overseas most of his career. He had a good career over there.
Where did he play overseas?
Let me see. I was born in France, a small town called Burke, right near Nice, Monte Carlo. Played there for 6 years, and then 1 year in Caserta, which is in southern Italy.
So, do you still retain your French citizenship?
You know what? I wish. I should have. You have to file for dual citizenship by the time you're 18 years old. Right. And for whatever reason, we didn't do it. And so I missed out on a good opportunity.
It would have been something for you because, you know, your career, you came into the NBA undrafted.
Exactly, exactly, and that's when we were really pressing to try to get it. Was when I came out of college, because you have a greater earning opportunity overseas if you're an American with dual citizenship, because you don't count as an American. So we were really trying when I got out of college, but everybody said it was too late.
We're here because I know you like to play pool.
Right.
Now, I'm not sure if I'm being hustled or what, but I'm going to take my jacket off and let's say we go knock some stick, man.
Let's play.
Now, I don't know. Maybe I should break because You talked about how bad I racked the balls before we started. I didn't know that you had to have the 1 in the front, the 8 in the middle, and stripe solid, stripe solid. You've obviously played this before.
Well, actually, they taught me that here. I always knew the 1 was first and the 8 was in the middle, but I was never sure how to rack the rest of the balls. And the first time I came here, the guy taught us a little bit about pool.
I'm a little afraid now, so I think, you know what? I'm going to go first, because I was going to let you go first, but
go ahead.
I'm a little worried that I might not get too many shots in, so let me take a shot here first. As a kid growing up in California, what was the thing to do, man?
Play basketball. That's pretty much all me and my friends did. At school, after school, practice, that's pretty much all we did.
Why did you choose Cal?
Basically, it came down to 4 schools. It was California, UCLA, Arizona, and Kansas. And good shot. And probably the biggest reason I chose Cal was so my parents could come watch me play.
Yogi, talk about your route to the NBA. Undrafted out of college, did you ever think you'd get here?
Well, I always hoped that I would. It's always been my dream. But coming out of college, my expectations weren't great. I didn't have the greatest college career. I had some tools that I needed, and I worked hard, so I thought I had an opportunity. And Scotty Sterling from the Sacramento Kings got a call from my college coach, Curtis Townsend, and I said, we got a kid who has, no workouts, didn't get invited to any camps. Just bring him in, take a look at him, and that's what they did.
Did you worry because of who you played with in college? I mean, you had some pretty high-powered people on your team.
Right. I played with Jason Kidd for 1 year, Lamont Murray for 1 year, Sharif Abdul-Rahim for 1 year, Ed Gray used to play for the Atlanta Hawks for 2 years, and a whole bunch of other high school All-Americans that came through there. Todd Bozeman did a great job recruiting while I was there, and we had a lot of talent.
Yogi, anybody recognize that fact that here's a kid who was running down the basketballs, 10 years ago, and now he's playing for the team?
Well, a couple guys remembered after something was said. I actually got an opportunity to play with Otis Thorpe in Sacramento. He was actually on the Kings while I was a ball boy. Sometimes I hang out with LaSalle Thompson. I used to play for Sacramento and the Kansas City Kings and the Indiana Pacers. He was also on the team when I was a ball boy. So just getting an opportunity to hang around those guys is kind of funny because it's like coming full circle.
Yogi, you talked about comfort zone and leaving Sacramento. How difficult was it to leave Sacramento, your hometown, to come to Toronto? Because you weren't even sure you were going to come to Toronto, right?
Right. Sure. I would have liked to stay because that's where I started out. But at the same time, I was open to anything, and new opportunities are always good too. And Glenn Grunwald and Butch Carter came calling, and I thought I saw an even better opportunity here.
The All-Star game in '98 in New York, and one of the few, well, not one of the few, the only undrafted rookie to play in that game.
Right.
What was that experience like?
Man, that was probably one of the highlights of my basketball career. Madison Square Garden. What can you say about that? And then just to come from where I came from, not being drafted, and by the middle of the season being able to establish myself as one of the top rookies, and getting a chance to be around the whole environment. Man, there's a lot of great players in that All-Star game that year. I played with Alvin. It was Tim Duncan's first year in the league. Any All-Star game is special, and I was just happy to get a chance to be there.
Away from the court in general, what kinds of things do you like to do to try to relax and take your mind off the pressures of basketball?
Mostly this is the kind of stuff I do. I hang out with Alvin Williams a lot. We'll get together. We'll play pool, PlayStation, a lot of John Madden.
I hear he's pretty good.
He's the worst.
Who's the best of the video games on the team?
I'd have to say the football, Vince is the best on the team this year.
This year?
Yeah, he. I don't know what he did, but man, in 2002, he goes with the St. Louis Rams and brings that blitz, and he's tough to beat.
What's the toughest arena to play in, Yogi? What's the joint that you go into and you say, I just want to get out of here alive, never mind win or lose? What would you say is the...
Well, actually, we've had some success here lately, but I think Madison Square Garden is tough, just because it's the Knicks and the mystique that comes with it. You know, you always grow up watching people play in Madison Square Garden, and that's why it was so special to a lot of guys to win a playoff game against them last year at Madison Square Garden.
We are in play! Watch your heads.
Oh my God.
Time now for our Off the Hardwood Raptors trivia. Last week's question was, who did the Raptors defeat in the first game at the Air Canada Centre? The answer, the Vancouver Grizzlies. The Raptors defeated the Grizzlies 102-87 in that game on February 21st, 1999. This week's question is, which team did Lenny Wilkens coach to an NBA title in 1979? Send your answers to us at offthehardwood@torontoraptors.com. Off the Hardwood trivia winners will receive official Jerome Junkyard Dog Williams clothing.
Here to play some golf, just like Tiger Woods. See, that's good. That's a good sign. What that tells me is that I need to stretch.
Get up a bit higher. Get up a bit higher.
Green, Nick. Get on the green, bro. Need a little white down there. That's good.
Okay.
You got us here.
Okay.
You got us here. No worries.
Let's see. Damon, I need you to get the checkbook out because we're gonna have to reimburse them.
No, we're good. We're good. We're good. Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's all about landscaping.
Nothing you see.
Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here.
Move on. Move on.
Ooh, let the dogs out. Woo, woo, woo.
Like right over the rim, right over the tree.
Nice.
Yeah!
We are in play. We're in play. That's what I'm talking about, Jeff. BYD, we're in play.
That's a practice swing. Good practice swing. You got the shoulder. All right, knees bent. Okay.
Nice.
We're straight.
Nice.
We're straight. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. We parred our first hole. We'll give you an update.
Okay.
Parred our first hole. So, you know,
Beautiful, Jim.
we're all beginners here.
Yeah.
Nice one, baby.
And we're, can you excuse me for 1 minute?
Sure.
This is like the slam dunk right here.
Oh, nice try. That's where I told you to go, but.
All right, all right. Minor setback, minor. Nice piece of wheels here.
What size is it?
Now, technically I wouldn't be able to ride this. My knees and ankles would probably grab the concrete just a little bit, but you know, I love the color. Reminds me of a certain team in Toronto.
Left-hand side, bud.
Yes, yes, yes,
That's
yes,
it.
yes, yes.
High five! High five! High five! Off the Hardwood with JYD, Playboy Scramble, 2001. Watch your heads.
Oh my God.
Back to you in the studios.
You miss, or they can give you another opportunity to come down and get it done. Oh, Vince Carter. Is George Karl the highest paid coach in the league? Morris, Peterson stopping. Vince Carter the dunk. Raptors on the run. Childs to Clark. To the basket. What a basket. To the ball game. Del Curry. Good dish underneath the larger one. They're going to post them up. Good move by Vince. Bam! Here's Carter leading the break for the Toronto Raptors with a stop and go. The get to win. Lopez with a quick shot. Good! From three-point country.
Coming up next week on Off the Hardwood, tune in to see Raptors forward Tracy Murray and Paul Jones visit dinosaurs at the Royal Ontario Museum. Tracy talks about his collegiate days in Westwood at UCLA and his second stint as a member of the Toronto Raptors.
I think we lost our diamond in the rough status. I think Vince Carter has brought a lot of legitimacy to this franchise.
Well, Yogi Stewart might sink baskets, but this is my game, sinking pool balls. Hi everybody, my name is Cliff Thorburn, former world professional snooker champion and current Canadian snooker champion, and I'm going to try and show you a few tricks today, and we're going to have some fun. This is a masse shot. I'm going to spin the cue ball around the 1 and onto the 8 and win the game. Most people don't like you doing this against them. Here's a situation that comes up a lot. Not really. I'm going to try and make the 9 ball, and the 1 ball is touching the 9, so I'm going to try and pocket it, but I'm hampered by these 7 balls, so I'm going to try and hit the 1 ball in a way that you don't see too often. Eight ball in the corner, and the cue ball, after it hits the 8, jumps over the rest and comes back underneath and makes the 9. There we go. Well, there you have it. Go out there and enjoy this wonderful game of billiards. And Yogi, feel free to use these shots that I just played, all right?
Here's Yogi with a jump hook off glass. Michael Stewart's first points of the season.
Yogi, I know you've been frustrated the last few years because of injuries. How have you dealt with that?
Well, I think the toughest part about it is, you know, I've never been the guy who doesn't earn everything he gets, and I don't know. I guess I don't know. I guess the perception since I've been here is that you know, I don't work hard, or I'm always hurt, and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, sometimes I kind of feel like I don't know, like I'm not earning everything that I'm getting. And I guess the way that I deal with that is by trying to work harder. You know, it's been tough. Past couple years, I came in hurt both years. You know, I got hurt in the summertime, came in and missed camp. So that set me back. You know, Lenny, you know, got his rotation set already, and you know, it's tough to break in there. He likes playing certain guys that come to camp and show what they can do. And past couple years, I missed camp, so it's been tough for me.
Yogi, it's got to be good to know that you're part of a winning team, though, and this team has the potential, at least anyway, to win the East or maybe go all the way. How do you feel about that?
Well, that definitely makes it easier. There's guys out there that are doing the job and making us a successful basketball team, but at the same time, I want to be a part of it. It's human nature to kind of feel like you're not that big of a part of it if you're sitting on the bench, and you want to be out there helping your teammates and contributing and doing the job that you're paid to do. And that's tough. It's great that we're winning, but at the same time, I would love to be out there.
Yogi, how much of a difference has Akeem Olajuwon made this year coming to Toronto with his championship experience?
Yeah, I think I don't think we've had a guy here who has been on the championship team. I think Tracy Murray was on Houston one year with Akeem, and so that's probably the biggest part. It brings somebody who knows what it takes and who's been there and done that before. He's one of the top 50 greatest players of all time, and come playoff time, I think he'll make a major difference.
What do you think of Toronto, man? I mean, you've been here 3-4 years.
I love Toronto. Other than the cold weather, people are great. There's a lot of great restaurants, a lot of things to do as far as clubs and places for us to go hang out. And I love my teammates. It's probably the most important thing.
If you had to promote Toronto as a recruiter, what are you saying to guys about coming to play here?
Well, I would have to say that I don't know. I think we lost our diamond in the rough status. I think Vince Carter has brought a lot of legitimacy to this franchise, and Antonio Davis making the All-Star team, and Glenn Grunwald doing a good job re-signing all our guys and bringing in Hakeem. I think everybody's looking at Toronto as a city that they would like to be.
Yogi, do you look at your chances this year realistically as an NBA title? It would be really quick for this team to get to the finals and win a title after 7 years.
Well,
I mean, what are guys talking about in the locker room? I know the talk's got to be there a little bit.
Definitely. I think, obviously, much respect to the Los Angeles Lakers, back-to-back champions. But I would have to say, on paper, we have just as good as opportunity as anybody. But thank God games aren't played on paper. Got to go out there and compete every night. And if we do the things that we're capable of doing, and just get the effort out of everybody every night, we have a chance. We have a great chance.
Serious knockdown, and there it was. I thought I could beat an NBA guy at something, not today. Yogi Stewart, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
We'll catch you next time off the hardwood.
Getting my kicks off the hardwood.